The Loma language is a tonal language. The tone we got in Loma are so far three: the high tone and the low tone. The high tone makes the difference and the low tone makes the difference. For example, I will spell the word G-A, ga, ga, ga. We are going, ga, li, zu. I am going, ga, li, zu. This G-A, ga, with the high tone is a plural. We are going. And the one with the low tone is a singular word. I am going, galizu. We have certain things that we pronounce like the nasal. You can spell them the same G-A, ga, but the tone makes a difference to tell you it's a plural or a singular. The nasal, for instance, you say KW, epsilon. Epsilon is what we call in Loma language F. Like the three, opposite three, most of the Loma people refer to it, the opposite three in Loma language. It's the epsilon. Kwe, give it as a gift is kwe. But kwen with the nasal over the epsilon is kwen. It's the kwen with the nasal over it, stretching over the epsilon. We have O. The O in Loma language is the opposite C. You, for instance, use the word O with a low tone, Ovelizu, Boma. In English, before you go, because you leave, tell me. Ovelizu with a high tone. Before he or she or it goes, please tell me. And the ma, it can go the last word at the end of the sentence, M-A. You use the low tone for ma, boma, tell me. And when you use the high tone, ma, before you go, tell him or her. Ma, that goes the ma, the M will go with the A, we call A in Loma A. You use the low tone on that one. For instance, when you tune the language too much, it will give people a hard time to read it. As a result, like we did with the New Testament in Loma, we have eliminated a lot of tunes, and it's recorded. The New Testament is recorded nowadays. Even the Jesus friend, the burial for Jesus, the death and the resurrection of Jesus, we did it in the language, in the Loma language. We had to do syllable count. The syllable counts help you to identify where you are talking from the initial stage to the ending of at least a sentence. And what we're talking about, initial consonant, it changes. When you are referring to him in the initial stage, you will write him there. But for Pele, that's a house. I will say Napele, Napele, my house. But when you say their house, you will not say Tapele. Instead, the P, you change the initial consonant of the P to V, a vele, tabele. You will never say tapele. A chicken, tewi. My chicken, natewi. They are chicken, ta, t to l, talewi. You will not say tatewi. There we have the initial consonant change. The consonant. For English, you got vowel and the consonant. But we have a change in the Loma language that will not make you confuse what you are referring to. The B, we have 6 different Loma alphabets. The B, that the normal B, the implosive B, and the soft B. They are two different beats.
Yeah.
That's why you see in the Loma language, there's some name. You say ba, ba. That implosive B is BA, but normal B is BA ba. For instance, when you say no, you write a, you will not say BA with the soft B. BA ba. You say ba, ba. That's the soft B. I should have brought the I'll bring the Loma alphabet. We can use the Loma alphabet chart. I got it on hand right now. Not where I'm sitting, but I got it at the house. I didn't even know I would come in the meeting, but I would have brought it. Ba, balage. Ba, bathai. You will not say socky, bathai. You will say bathai. And that's not the way we read the Loma people. Bathai. Bathai. The bathai, we should know when the stranger is coming, the high person, big person is coming, we call the palm front, the palm leaf, tie it together and put flower on there. We call it bathai. Bathai. That B is different. We have 6 different alphabets in Loma that are not the same of the English alphabets. For instance, I told you epsilon, or, those are the pronunciation of the alphabets we got in Loma. There are 6 of them. They are different from the English alphabet. For instance, I would say balai, balai, the bango. When I come to say ba, bala, the name of a man is bala. You can't spell it with the English alphabet B. Instead, you will see bala. That's why we are confused, the Loma people. Even in most instances, the names are, see them writing. You see them, spell them, the English word, but it will sound different from the actual Loma name. Bala. It will not be Bala. Bala. To give praises or a regard to somebody, you say Balama. Balama. You will not say Balama. It has a lot of things to do with, but we cannot do it right now, except we deal with the Loma alphabet chart. Then we will give you the high tune, low tune, the 6 different Loma alphabets. The 6 Loma alphabets, or if you, for instance, you ask a Loma man to spell you Ngabui, when he spells it, whenever another person sees it, we say Nabui, Nabui, Ngazanui. The N we got in Loma, when you write it like that, Ngazanui, the lady, the woman. Ngazanui, that N is different. It's one of the 6 Loma alphabets. Ngabui, Ngakui. Even they say Nakui, but somebody who speaks the Loma and says it, when he asks me, Laroge, he will say, he or she will say, Yaloge, with a normal Y. We have to see the alphabet chart, then we will tell you. You will see it, the Loma alphabet chart. The different things that we start with, Y, the Loma B, the Loma Y, and what have you, you will see the differentiation. We have a lot to do, but it's very, very simple. That's why I've always said I'm not teaching Loma person how to speak Loma. But the different letters, you know, then you will be able to read it. And read it with the neutral understanding. Nabui, for instance, don't use the one and no, N-O. The N that is stretched at the bottom with the I equal Ngabui. Well, you have to do it with the alphabet chart. The 6 different Loma alphabets are being added to the Western, or most of the Western countries. They are different from that one. And for the names of the months, the first month in Loma language is March. Let's say, yeah. March is Vu Sai March. The female death. They say Vu Sine.
Maja.
Huh?
Maja Tenegi. Maja Tenegi. January
January Vu Sai. It comes first.
Vu Sai January.
Vu Sai. And we always say in the Loma language, the lady comes first. Not all the time, that even at the death, at the time, no. Say Vusine, Tenigi. Tenigi is March because you see the trees are blooming now, flowering. When you plant something, you see that before it bears the fruit, it will have a flower. The flower before you can see the seed. That's why it's Tenigi. Then we say Zupui. Zupui means mix up.
April.
April. It's a mix up of them. That's why we name them. But you need to be told when you see the Loma names of these things and tell you what actually they are. You say in both English and Loma. That's why we are teaching the children. I just started teaching this year.
Just continue what I say.
Huh?
Just continue what I
say.
Who say the month?
The month?
Yeah.
Fusa, Fusina, Tene, Zupu.
The meanings, the why you
some I must not lie to you. I stay behind people. I'm making research because we have different, let's say, in the Loma setting here, we have different dialects. But we that have written the book and we continue to write it, there are 3 Loma something. Vusa, Vusine, Tene, Zupu, Lie, Bobo, Latakolo, Latagwala. Now the Latagwala, we say the Latakole is a smaller one that aspires September. This is the Latagwala. After the Latagwala, we get Wozi.
October.
October is Wozi. It's somehow it rains cats and dogs at a certain time, and it doesn't last too long. The rain might not last too much, then that's the time we call Wozi. From there, we go to Polopalai. I beg you, in the Loma we have some taboo. That's why we have Polopalai. But Polopalai, because for the sake of the taboo law, the ladies are not used to the word polo. We say Paul society. We don't say that. We say the man which time. So we get polo by life. From there, we get Kulongi December. December Kulong means what you I don't know what they say in the Western world. Sun cannot be shining bright. So you see people, elderly people sitting down, sometimes feel like they are sick, but they are not sick. But it starts saying about Kulong. Sometimes when they are sad, they sit there and say, oh, Brian, I thought was in about Kulong. Maybe it would be of sadness, or the health you are in, like a fairy says you are not too warm. That's what the Kulong is, the last month in there. But excuse me, I'll verify, but you will see it. Right now, I have. Okay, let me take my book out, please, in the meantime, so I can read them fine. I got it here. What?
More people. Okay. 40 years there?
40.
So
we got the 7 days in the week. The week. And our week starts with Monday in Loma. 10 Kuraga. After the 10 the Monday, the day coming after Monday, we call Ibulaga, 10 Kuraga. And you say Alava Dogoboko. Where I'm speaking It's also here. Yesterday was the market of Dawboko. Today it's Dawawala. Ngena civili. Ya vile ya civili ma. It is Sedigima. Sedigigi are two names in Loma. Because we have 3 dialects in Loma that we are rating. But we are yet to see what actual one we get together. Take care for granted that we have 2 names for the Sunday. That here, Galava. I mean, excuse me, not Galava. Please don't take that one. Sedi or Lali. That's for Sunday. Or very easy. 10 a gamer. Civilly is one. Sunday has 2 names. That is depending on where we start to do the orthography of the language in Woze, where we started writing the Loma. We speak Gizima language there. They speak some part of Woze, Buliyama language. Some part they speak Gizima. We have Ziyama, Gizima, and Buliyama. That's why they started the program there, because of the center of the different dialects that we need to know. Here, for instance, that's just a lot of Gizima Loma we speak. Here, Kopui. I can say that one. But in most part of the Gizima where we are in Zozo, here to say Kopi. So that's why when we are doing the orthography, we have to take it into consideration. We still have to go to different places where we speak the Loma. Bonde, Wokomaze, Wokowubu. We say we name things differently. Prior to the war, we established in the Wokowu, the center, but the war, obviously, we did not benefit out of it at all. You have those people say Zogi, and we say Malakwi, say Zogi. We wanted to see which one we could take into consideration. For the initial stage, when the Loma language was developed by Dr. Sadler, Wesley Sadler from America, he only there with people in the area, but we are not. But the 3 dialects, you hear people say, "What? I'm not speaking a dialect." Yeah, I'm not speaking a dialect, but we're speaking the same language. Even the great United States, I've seen now people use different words, but they know what they are talking about. We have to do these things from the people. I'm just saying from some past experience that I have. So we will have to dwell on more. Let's make an appointment the next time. Bring the books. You will see. We see how we're doing with the high tune, low tune, the initial consonants, P to L. We have to see those things written one side.
Ngahanui ini ye tama jojo. Kuwe jela. So woni tuyo lobe Roma weze. To ai ke ha ke ni so. So woni tuyo lobe ka salameni omoima.
Wini ga wena go asala. Ema mai balika. Watisa wo fani ziyaga yima Lorma-Gie-Tia. O wala baka adelawe mele furu woleze. Ni wa ma dead language. Go ani wa bonagava. Ka umbuzu. Aroma kole ni umbuzu ademele yima. Evli ela ada yiwi ni ma. Kobi ni ma zozo kobi ma. Si wo sago ena aratewo. Kaya we will see a yimaga when away. Colebeta via Namla Posiana. Catolo Mariti, Adel do ma war over Africa. Just yelling at Libag never the Atlatana. Every Gabosola, Ubume, Bode, Uleme, Adaloma go glagi. Adels Kagueniga, Adabona. Glaga na sangre adebo na kege ga bosi ya woko pulu woko maze gilini na ka kweva ne vete na wuni na ti kala ngana to sola ti suna ia ga deni ni sia yi maga eni Lorma-Gie-Tia ga kronuma eva ma keva ma dale paite na ti to dale paite ade yi maga se ka uya ai la makala woso e mama e balika abakolo ka e da uya na giuseppe urua ya kwano vivo ifaz vivo koga na zilapa iro e bogeva ka kodi te dati era ga ukole adalawi ni erana e mama gatama e balika kala ka bo eva e ma zeveta
amina
ni nepa ega eima wizu wona ega fire uga jema kala ke pata izi e pata esese e veli eni betela irizi e pata ezegeze ga adiniga kala ga bo de va na nebeling al to magala ke na
amina
aga de no du woti ngege ya pu elo we wuru ga gregre e ka ga gregre te da si so ga gregre na to magala ke na
amina
e afeto bu ka bo ke ani ma ga bodi ni ma e mama jojo ni bala e ga sa bo wega ka ma Mr. Brian sabala se ga e ko ni va gati ni lo zina ba sagri za na siri ni ma koro agri ze ga ga tu ma dali ma woro ma woro wi woro na ma jojo e mama ta ti ne pa e dati maga tegve adeva Roma tiny men zaba ba la mai ni edema na ri toma e lo toro na ri toma ga ke na ya biya na mama ya ga na za bo la bli ga mli ga la e ro ye la no ga wo no ka to ko no la bli ma da ba na te boso bli za do na e mama e balika kala ga bo adeva
amina